So how long have you been working with the computer, Tyler?
About 5 weeks.
Sure. Where she live?
I don't know.
I guess giving back to the community wasn't gonna be so quick and easy.
You didn't tell me you'd be working as one of Santa's elves this year?
I'm not.
Oh.
I want to hear you sing, lady.
That's so. Hey, why don't you stay at Lester's?
Yeah, we can go over the numbers and you can eat some of Mama's chitlins.
The point is, Ava literally made me take candy from a baby, and she didn't do anything to discipline Micah at all.
What if the skinny kid who made you laugh every week on TV almost never got the role that changed his life? And what if that same actor is hiding a chronic illness that nearly destroyed his career before it even peaked? Tyler James Williams. You know the name. You've seen the face. But the story behind those eyes, that's where things get dark. Born on October 9, 1992 in Westchester County, New York, Tyler was destined for the spotlight before he could even tie his shoes. At 4 years old, he wasn't playing with toys. He was memorizing lines. His parents saw something in him that most wouldn't recognize in a child that young. Raw talent mixed with an old soul. But Tyler's early years on set weren't all sunshine and learning experiences. There's a darkness that comes with growing up in an adult world when you're barely tall enough to reach the craft services table. By age 5 or 6, Tyler was already walking the halls of Sesame Street. Sounds magical, right? Not quite. The moment that Big Bird costume opened and a full-grown man stepped out, something shifted in young Tyler's brain.
They really be stepping out of Big Bird. There's a whole man that steps out of Big Bird.
And it was his first real lesson that Hollywood is built on illusions. Nothing is what it seems. Keep that thought in your pocket because it becomes crucial later. But while most kids his age were worried about homework and recess, Tyler was learning a different kind of lesson at Paramount Studios. The kind that could have got him blacklisted before puberty. 12-year-old Tyler and his castmates weren't just acting like rebels on screen. They were terrorizing million-dollar sets, shaking up soda cans and launching them like grenades before sprinting away. Production assistants would find sticky messes on pristine sets, and nobody knew who was responsible until now.
Me and my other kid cast members would go and trash other sets and run away.
But here's where Tyler's story takes a turn that would make or break him. 2004. Tyler was 12 years old when he walked into an audition room for a show called Everybody Hates Chris.
What's in there anyway?
Same as last time. You want some? I can't eat it all.
The show was loosely based on comedian Chris Rock's childhood in Brooklyn during the 1980s. Tyler would be playing the teenage version of Rock, a character dealing with racism, poverty, and the daily grind of being the only black kid bused to an all-white school. Tyler auditioned 6 times. 6. 4 auditions in New York, 2 in Los Angeles. He poured everything into those readings, and then they booked him a flight home.
6 auditions? Like I did 6, 4 in New York, 2 out in LA, and I really didn't think I got it, to tell you the truth, because they booked me a flight home.
That flight back to New York, it should have been the end. In Hollywood, when they send you home, it's over. It's their polite way of saying, thanks, but no thanks. Tyler sat on that plane with his mother, stuffing bags into the overhead compartment, probably replaying every line he messed up, every moment he could have done better. Then his mom's phone rang. They wanted him. But there was one problem. This was 2004, right after September 11th. You don't just walk off a plane. Security doesn't play games. So Tyler had to fly all the way back to New York, only to turn around and fly back to Los Angeles to shoot the pilot. From 2005 to 2009, Everybody Hates Chris became a cultural phenomenon. The show tackled race, class, and family dynamics with a sharp wit that made you laugh and think at the same time. Tyler wasn't just acting. He was becoming a voice for a generation of kids who felt like outsiders. The show ran for 4 seasons and 88 episodes. Tyler filmed it from ages 12 to 16. While other kids were going to prom and football games, Tyler was on set 12 hours a day. That show became his high school experience.
It was a whirlwind experience for me, because I did it from the ages of 12 to 16. It was like high school for me.
And the lessons he learned on that set, they would become the foundation for everything that came after. But there's something Chris Rock told Tyler during those years that he's never forgotten.
Best advice, stay true to yourself. It's like, I was like 13 when it happened. And then just stay true to what you do and who you are.
Stay true to yourself. Simple words, but they hit different when you're 13 and suddenly famous. When everyone around you is trying to tell you who to be, what roles to take, how to act. Rock's advice became Tyler's compass. When Everybody Hates Chris ended in 2009, Tyler was 16. Most child actors disappear after their first show ends. The industry chews them up and spits them out. But Tyler had something most didn't: discipline and a plan. He kept working, guest spots, small roles, anything to stay relevant. Then in 2012, he landed a recurring role on the animated series The Boondocks. But these weren't the roles that would define him. These were survival gigs, the roles that pay bills while you wait for something bigger. Then came 2012, and Tyler's world exploded in a way he never expected: The Walking Dead.
Dad and me, car accident. Father's in the road.
He joined the cast in season 5 as Noah, a survivor trying to stay alive in a zombie apocalypse.
Oh my God.
But this wasn't just another acting gig, this was a test. Could the funny kid from Brooklyn play someone battling for survival? Could he make you forget about Chris Rock's teenage counterpart and see him as someone completely different? The answer was yes, and it terrified him. On The Walking Dead, Tyler learned what it felt like to die on screen. His character Noah met a brutal end in season 5, torn apart by walkers in one of the show's most horrifying death scenes. It was visceral, it was traumatic, and it proved Tyler could handle anything the industry threw at him. But while Tyler was building his resume, his body was waging a war against him that nobody knew about. 2017, Tyler was 24 years old when he got the call that would change everything. Not from a casting director, from a doctor. Crohn's disease. For years, Tyler had been trying to bulk up. He was the skinny kid who couldn't gain weight no matter how hard he tried. He'd force feed himself, lift weights, drink 1,600-calorie shakes that he'd throw up 30 minutes later. He was beating up his body, trying to transform it into something it wasn't designed to be, and his body was screaming at him to stop. Crohn's disease is a chronic inflammatory bowel condition. There's no cure. It means pain, fatigue, sudden flare-ups that can land you in the hospital. For an actor who needs to be camera-ready at a moment's notice, it's a nightmare. Tyler had to completely change his relationship with his body. No more trying to force rapid transformations. No more killing himself in the gym. Instead, he learned to request change over time, to work with his body instead of against it.
My diet has definitely changed over time. I was one of those people who tried to pack in as many calories as you possibly can, and I once drank a shake that had 1,600 calories in it.
He switched from 3 massive meals to 6 smaller ones spread throughout the day. Started his mornings with smoothies and oatmeal instead of protein bombs. Saved his heavier meals for dinner when he could just pass out afterward. He built a home workout routine during the 2020 pandemic. Kettlebell swings, push-ups, pull-ups, Bulgarian split squats that made him want to quit every single time.
I'm going to show you my workout that I developed during the height of the pandemic of 2020. I used to go to gyms, and then we could no longer go to gyms.
But here's what most people don't understand about Tyler's diagnosis. It didn't slow him down. It made him sharper. In 2017, the same year he got diagnosed, Tyler landed a role on Dear White People, a Netflix series tackling racism and identity politics at a fictional Ivy League school.
If she gets 40 cents, okay, you do a good job, maybe see a tip.
E?
She was tripping, but...
He played Carson Rhodes. He had previously played the role of Lionel Higgins in the 2014 movie version, where he played a gay black student navigating the complexities of his identity in predominantly white spaces. The role was personal, it was vulnerable, and it showed Hollywood that Tyler James Williams wasn't just the kid from the sitcom anymore. Then came 2021, and Tyler stepped into a role that would remind everyone why they fell in love with him in the first place: the United States versus Billie Holiday. Tyler played Jimmy Fletcher, a black FBI agent assigned to surveil and sabotage jazz legend Billie Holiday during the 1940s. The film starred Andra Day, who would go on to win a Golden Globe for her performance. But Tyler held his own. He brought complexity to a character who could have easily been one-dimensional, a black man working for a system designed to destroy his own people.
James Williams from currently Abbott Elementary, but also from the U.S. versus Billie Holiday, from The Walking Dead, from Dear White People, and originally from Everybody Hates Chris.
The role showed Tyler's range. He wasn't afraid of morally gray characters. He wasn't afraid to make you uncomfortable. But the role that would change everything was just around the corner. December 2021, Abbott Elementary premiered on ABC.
You know what that reminds me? I actually wanted to buy some candy. I was planning on it before we started talking about this, so I'm happy it came up because I would like to do it right now.
Created by and starring Quinta Brunson, the show followed a group of teachers at an underfunded public elementary school in Philadelphia. Tyler played Gregory Eddy, a substitute teacher who starts out rigid and by the book, but slowly reveals layers of warmth and vulnerability.
Okay, so the music teacher, Miss Davis, couldn't make it today, so I'm filling in, and I thought that we could...
The show was an instant hit. Critics loved it. Audiences devoured it. And Tyler finally had a role that let him be funny, dramatic, romantic, and real all at once.
We take a field trip, you know what I mean? We try to end those seasons on field trips, and we were actually able to go to Philly.
The show didn't just film on a soundstage in Los Angeles. They actually went to Philadelphia for the season finale. Tyler and the cast got to experience the city, interact with real Philly residents, and bring authenticity to a show that was already deeply connected to the community it represented. And the teachers? They responded to Abbott Elementary in a way Tyler had never experienced before. Teachers weren't just watching for entertainment. They were watching because they felt seen. Tyler would meet educators who told him the show helped them process the chaos of their jobs, gave them something to laugh about when the system felt overwhelming. Some were just starting their careers. Others were retiring. And all of them said the same thing: thank you.
It's been great watching them learn the set and learn what this is, because I was them at one point.
For Tyler, working with kids on Abbott Elementary brought everything full circle. He was the kid on set once. Now he was watching a new generation learn the ropes, asking the same questions he asked 20 years ago. 20 years from now, one of those kids might be sitting on a talk show telling stories about working with Tyler James Williams. The cycle continues. But Tyler's not slowing down. In 2024, he starred in the 3rd and 4th seasons of Abbott Elementary, which continue to dominate ratings. The show has been renewed through season 5, meaning Tyler's locked in for the foreseeable future. He's also been attached to several upcoming film projects that haven't been publicly announced yet. But sources close to production say Tyler's ready to step back into dramatic territory. The Walking Dead proved he could handle darkness. The United States versus Billie Holiday proved he could handle historical weight. Now he's ready to combine both. And then there's Beyonce. Yes, Beyonce. Tyler was 14 years old at an award show when he saw Beyonce was nominated. He checked beforehand, saw her name, and decided that night he was going to hug her. Not ask for a photo, not shake her hand, hug her. And when she won, that's exactly what he did.
The inside of my mind for sure said, I'm gonna hug Beyonce.
The photo of 14-year-old Tyler's face pressed against Beyonce's shoulder is iconic. Pure joy, pure disbelief. The face of a kid who couldn't believe his life was real. She smelled like success, by the way. That's what Tyler said. And honestly, what else would Beyonce smell like?
Success.
But beyond the viral moments and the award show stories, there's something deeper about Tyler James Williams that makes his journey so compelling. He's never tried to be anyone other than himself. He took Chris Rock's advice to heart. Stay true to yourself. Don't listen to what anybody else has to say. And it worked. As of 2025, Tyler James Williams has an estimated net worth of $5 million. Not bad for a kid who started at 4 years old. Not bad for someone who almost lost everything to a chronic illness. Not bad for an actor who refuses to compromise who he is for Hollywood's expectations. He's been nominated for 3 Primetime Emmy Awards for his role on Abbott Elementary. He won an NAACP Image Award.
So there is a little bit of like imposter syndrome that comes with it, just kind of standing in the room, but like the second time around, you can just kind of really address it. There's a lot of good TV out there.
He's been recognized by the Screen Actors Guild, and he's only 32 years old. But here's what nobody talks about. Tyler's still the same kid who shook up soda cans and ran through Paramount Studios causing chaos. He's still the kid who got off a plane mid-flight to chase his dream. He's still the person who learned early on that nothing in Hollywood is what it seems. And that's exactly why he's survived this long. Tyler James Williams works with kids over adults any day. Not because kids are easier, but because they're honest. They're not jaded yet. They still see the magic in what they're doing. And maybe that's the secret. Tyler never lost that magic, even when his body betrayed him, even when the industry tried to box him in, even when he could have coasted on his childhood fame and called it a career. He kept going. He kept evolving. He kept showing up.
Oh, I know. You know what? It was Debbie Allen's house.
The kids on Abbott Elementary moved from his class into Quinta's class and then further up the grades. Just like Tyler moved from child actor to teenage star to adult leading man. The continuity is the same. The growth is the same. And somewhere in Wisconsin, teachers are using Abbott Elementary as therapy. In Philadelphia, kids are seeing themselves represented on screen. And in Westchester County, New York, a 4-year-old is probably memorizing their first lines, dreaming of following in Tyler James Williams' footsteps. But there's still one question nobody's asking. With Abbott Elementary locked in for at least 2 more seasons, Crohn's disease requiring constant management, and Tyler's refusal to compromise his health for fame, what comes next? He's conquered sitcoms, he's survived zombies, he's tackled historical dramas, he's built a body that works with him instead of against him. He's inspired teachers, actors, and kids who feel like outsiders. And when those kids from Abbott Elementary grow up and sit on talk show couches talking about working with Tyler James Williams, what stories will they tell? Tyler's already thinking about it. He sees the look in their eyes. He knows what they're asking when they ask questions because he asked the same ones. The cycle continues. The journey never really ends. Tyler grew up in a world where nothing was real. Big Bird was a man in a suit. Sets were built and torn down overnight. Scripts told you who to be and what to say. But somehow in the middle of all that manufactured reality, Tyler James Williams found something authentic. He found himself. And then he invited the rest of us to watch him grow. From Sesame Street to Everybody Hates Chris, from The Walking Dead to The United States versus Billie Holiday, from diagnosis to transformation, from child actor to leading man. The thing is, Tyler's story isn't finished. It's not even close. He's 32 with a chronic illness he manages daily, a hit show that's changing how teachers see themselves, and a career that's defying every Hollywood curse designed to destroy child actors. So what happens when a camera stops rolling? What happens when Abbott Elementary ends and Tyler has to decide what comes next? That plane ride back to New York in 2004? Tyler thought it was over. He thought he'd blown his one shot at something great. But sometimes getting sent home is just the universe's way of testing how badly you want it. And Tyler wanted it bad enough to get back on another plane, fly across the country again, and prove everyone wrong. He's been proving people wrong ever since.